What is up, everybody? My name is Seth, and I play poker for a living. Kind of. I travel the country constantly in search of the most entertaining poker games.
That's like pretty close to the biggest I've ever played.
And the most entertaining people.
Mr. Casino King.
Greg goes all in.
Being interviewed by Jeff Platt is on my bucket list.
I'm just gonna film every single second of it and share it with you.
Says he doesn't have beef with Sethi. More like chicken teriyaki.
All right, he's one of the superstars in the content creation game, Sethi. Poker is here.
By the way, that did hit.
Thank you.
Max Payne for Sethi.
Be one of the biggest pots of the day if he makes this call.
It's negative 15 degrees out.
This is the story of my life and not knowing where my next paycheck is gonna come from.
Let's get rich.
Today is an exciting day because me and the Casino King are hosting a low stakes meetup game.
We've made it to the casino.
Casino King, do you think you're gonna win or lose today?
I'm gonna win if I'm at your table, lose if I'm not.
We make our way into the casino, and this is literally the first hand I am dealt in. I look down at ace 10 of diamonds, there's a raise in early position, a call, and like I said, I'm here to give action, and I'm happy to 3-bet a hand as strong as ace 10 of diamonds. I make it $50 and both of those players call. We're going to a flop 3 ways, $150 in the middle, and the flop comes okay. It's ace 7 8 with 1 diamond. They both check it over to me. I bet $60, and I feel like if I'm going to 3-bet ace 10 of diamonds, I'm probably gonna put in a C-bet here and then proceed with caution on future streets. Early position player folds, and then the middle position player just jams his entire stack in the middle. First hand, by the way, I call, and he has 2 pair. He has 7 8 of hearts, so we're gonna need some serious help here. First board is no good for us, but the second board, I actually backdoor a flush. Nice. No harm, no foul, no blood, first hand, all in, but we're gonna continue on to the next hand where hopefully I'm not all in. We have the beautiful king, queen of clubs. I raise it up to $15 and 2 players in position to me both put in the call, going to a flop with $45 in the middle, and it is a pretty good one. Jack 10 6 with 2 clubs. Now, if we're gonna raise king, queen of clubs and not make a pair, this is probably the board we want. I think our hand out of position works really nicely as a check raise, so that's what I'm gonna go for. I check, the first player checks as well, but the second player is going to bet $25. That is not enough for me, sir. They both have about 250 behind, and I think we wanna end up being all in on the turn no matter what. If we get it in now, perfect. And that's what's gonna happen. I raise to $65. The first player folds, but the second player thinks for about 5 seconds and shoves his entire stack in the middle. I couldn't be happier to call. We're gonna run it twice. We need a club, 9, or an ace. Our opponent has bottom set, pocket 6s, so what a cooler flop. We run it twice. We are now stacked on our second hand. We do not get there. Like, bro, I'm open-ended and I have a flush draw. You're telling me I can't get there? We run it twice and I can't get there once? In this next hand, it's our turn to have 7 8 of hearts. I'm gonna raise this one up to $15 and we only get 1 caller on the button. Now, this is one of our good friends, Ryan. So this is a personal hand, okay? I wanna take every dollar he has. We're gonna go heads up to a flop of 7 5 3 with 2 diamonds. In live poker, I typically practice checking 100% of my range out of position, especially on boards like this that really favor the button caller. So I'm gonna check, and Ryan obliges. He puts in a bet of $25. Now, obviously we don't really have much of a decision here. We have top pair. Our hand is a little too weak to raise, but obviously way too strong to fold. So I put in the call. The turn is actually an interesting one. It's the king of spades. Now, the reason I say this is interesting is because if I had a hand like ace king or king queen or king jack that decides to float flop and now I get there, I think some of my range would want to lead out, assuming Ryan is going to be checking a lot of his 7x. Now, I decided to bet $40 and Ryan does put in the call. Now, the river is the deuce of hearts. So flush draws brick, a lot of the straight draws, I guess, get there, but I don't expect him to have those hands. I'm going to check and allow diamonds to bluff. And when I check, he immediately grimaces and goes, oh, I had everything on the flop or whatever.
I had the world on the flop.
Yeah, you don't want to bluff diamonds? You don't want to bluff?
And he does check back. He had missed diamonds, but he picked up a deuce on the river. So he had ace deuce of diamonds, but it still feels really nice to pick up our first pot of the night. Let's go. I just want to say something really quick. This session, I was so unbelievably card dead, like literally no good hands. Obviously I had pocket queens, but outside of that, extremely card dead. And the reason that's an issue is because this is a meetup game. I feel like I have to give action because that's the experience, right? It's a meetup game. You get to play hands. If I'm not playing hands, kind of defeats the purpose. So I ended up playing some really, really bad poker, you know, 3-betting, 4-betting, 7 deuce offsuit, which I would never do that normally. And yeah, just like calling with horrible hands, seeing flops, folding. And that's a lot of the money that I lost during this session. You're going to notice a discrepancy between the end result and kind of the hands that I was sharing in the vlog. But all of that to say, I was card dead, playing really, really bad poker, and just trying to give action, which is just a really stupid thing to do. So I wanted to say that. Also, long form is really, really difficult, and I'm trying to get better at it, and I appreciate you bearing with me during that process because obviously this video isn't perfect. The next video is not going to be perfect, but one day we'll get there. So that's all I wanted to say. Enjoy the video. In this next hand, I have the parking lot hand. I have ace queen offsuit. One player raises to $10. I'm going to 3-bet this one to 40. Two players come along, and the flop comes ace high, no flush draw. I bet small, and both players fold. Fun game. It's a fun game, bros. It's a really fun game. This is the problem. This is the problem with poker. Anytime I made a good hand, nobody had shit. And then when I had like marginal hands with like backdoors and stuff, everybody had the nuts. That's the reality of poker hands. They're not all super interesting, but we do pick up $80, so that's something. This is a fun hand. I have king 8 of clubs, and there's a limp under the gun. A lot of times players will just have like aces or kings, and they just want to see what happens, and then they're just gonna like spring the trap once people have raised. So I also limp for the $3. Now, you might be like, where is this going? But trust me, I have a vision, okay? Nobody's ever done this before, but I have because I'm a crusher. The hijack also limps, the button also limps, and then the small blind squeezes to $20. This is where I spring my trap, okay? The under the gun limper puts in the call. So now I just know that the entire table has a bunch of bullshit. I 3-bet to $100. Small blind squeezer folds, and now the under the gun limper calls. He calls. This hand makes no sense. The flop comes amazing. Not really. Ace 5 deuce rainbow. He checks to me and I'm like, if we made it this far, bro, I actually only bet $60 and he just snap folds. So I don't know. It's a fun hand. I windmill the king 8 of clubs, and now the table has to give me respect for the rest of the night.
We're right here. We're playing the meetup game. And what did you just say?
You're way taller in person.
Did I not tell you someone was going to say this? No.
This next hand, we have our first premium so far of the night. We have pocket queens. I'm going to raise this one up to $20, and the small blind and big blind both put in the call. The board comes decent for us. It's king 10-4 with 2 clubs. A ton of draws out there. We have the queen of clubs. I think since we block a lot of the draws on this board, I just think it's just better to practice some pot control. I just checked this one back, and the turn is not a great one. It's like the 8 of clubs. So front door flush comes in, and the small blind immediately leads out for $50. The big blind folds and it's on me. And now obviously we have the second nut flush draw as well. So I put in the call for $50, and the river's an absolute brick. And yeah, he bets $80 very confidently. Is this dude capable of bluffing? And with me blocking literally every one of his bluff candidates, I don't know, probably not. So I just fold, and he shows me a king. So yeah. Be better. Good fold by us, but a little annoying that we couldn't win that one with the pocket quiggities. Now, in the last hand of the night, I looked down at king jack of diamonds. Now, if any of you know me or watch my streams, you know that the hand that I love to get out of line with, it's king jack suited. So under the gun opens to $15. I'm going to 3-bet this one up to 50. And we immediately get punished because it folds back to the under the gun raiser, and he puts in a chunky 4-bet to $140. Should I fold now? Yes. Yes, I should. And I put in the call because I can always crack aces. But this one isn't one of them because the flop comes queen, jack, 6 with 1 diamond. and then our opponent just insta ships it. Like, doesn't even wait to see the last card. He's just like, I'm all in. I don't know. I literally don't know. Yeah, I just fold, and then he shows me aces, and I was like, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
I posted on my story asking who thought I was going to win or if I was going to lose at the meetup game. We have answers. And they were correct. I lost $700.
So there you have it. A ton of fun nonetheless, but it would have been more fun if I could have booked a win. But that's not what this is about, right? It's all about just enjoying the moment, hanging out with fans and the people who have built my community to what it is today. This is not where our story ends. In fact, it's just beginning. When I got back home from this meetup game, I received a text, and they informed me that they have a home game that they would like me to play in.
This place is fucking bananas.
The stakes were high, the action was good, and every player was gunning for my head. I'll see you next time.
Also, I went to the Baccarat table and won $600 of that $700 back. So if this is a lesson to any of you, it's never stop gambling.